The laughter that day still echoes in my mind like a distant dream I can't quite wake up from. The warm summer sun kissed my skin as I unpacked the wicker picnic basket on our favorite red and white checkered blanket. The air smelled of fresh cut grass, ripe strawberries, and the faint smoky scent of grilled corn on the cob. It was supposed to be one of those perfect family moments you remember forever. My name is Amelia. I was 34 years old, married to Ryan for 9 years, and mother to 2 precious souls, 6-year-old Emma with her golden curls and 4-year-old Noah with his endless energy and dimpled smile. My younger sister Claire and her husband Mark had joined us. Just like they did every summer, we chose our usual spot near the cliff, a breathtaking overlook where the land dropped sharply into a lush green valley dotted with wildflowers. The children ran around chasing butterflies while Ryan helped me spread out the food. Claire laughed as she arranged sliced fruits and homemade lemonade. Mark took photos, calling out, "Smile everyone. This is going in the family album." I looked at all of them, my husband, my children, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my heart felt full. I truly believed this was my safe place, my family, my everything. But what I didn't know that golden afternoon, as the sun began its slow descent and painted the sky in soft hues of orange and pink, was that before the day ended, the people I loved and trusted most would try to push me off that cliff and erase me from existence forever. The picnic unfolded beautifully at first. Emma kept bringing me tiny wildflowers she picked near the trees, her little hands stained with green. "For you, Mommy," she would say proudly. Noah demanded his father swing him high in the air, his giggles ringing out like music. Ryan caught my eye across the blanket and gave me that familiar warm smile, the one that used to make me feel so loved. Claire sat beside me, chatting about old childhood memories. "Remember when we used to sneak out to the lake as teenagers?" she asked, laughing. Mark nodded along, taking more pictures. Everything felt normal, safe, loving. As the afternoon grew later, and the light turned golden, the children became sleepy after running around. We laid them down on the blankets for a nap under Claire's watchful eye. Ryan then suggested, "Let's walk to the edge and watch the sunset. The view is incredible from there." The 4 of us, Ryan, Claire, Mark, and I, strolled toward the cliff. The breeze grew slightly stronger, carrying the sweet scent of wild jasmine. I stood close to the edge, admiring how the sunlight danced across the valley below. I felt peaceful. Then it happened. I felt 2 firm hands land flat and hard against my upper back. The push was deliberate, strong, unmistakable. My body lurched violently forward. My right foot slipped on the loose gravel at the edge. For one heart-stopping moment, there was nothing beneath me but empty air. I fell. The world spun wildly. Branches scratched my arms and face as I tumbled down the steep slope. Sharp rocks slammed into my body. Pain exploded everywhere. I landed hard on a narrow rocky ledge about 30 feet below, gasping for breath, unable to move. My leg was twisted at an unnatural angle. Every breath sent fire through my ribs. I heard voices from above, screams that sounded strangely controlled. "Amelia, oh my God." But something in those cries felt rehearsed, distant, almost cold. Rescue workers reached me hours later after Claire called for help. I was barely conscious, my body broken and bleeding. The doctors later told me I had a fractured femur, cracked ribs, a concussion, and deep lacerations. It was, they said, a miracle. I survived such a fall. At the hospital, my family gathered around my bed with tears in their eyes. Ryan held my hand, his voice cracking. "I'm so sorry, Amelia. We should have been more careful near the edge." Claire cried softly beside him. "It was an accident. You must have lost your balance on the gravel." Their stories matched perfectly when the police came to take statements. Everyone said the same thing: I had slipped. It was a tragic accident, but I remembered the push. I remembered the intention behind it. The real heartbreak began when I returned home in a wheelchair. My body was healing slowly, but my mind was racing. One late night, while Ryan slept, I picked up his phone. What I discovered tore my entire world apart. In a hidden deleted folder were months of messages between Ryan, Claire, and Mark. Ryan. "She still refuses to sign the divorce papers or the insurance forms. We can't wait any longer. Claire, the cliff is the perfect place. Make it look like an accident during the family picnic. No one will suspect us. Mark, once she's gone, the life insurance payout is huge. We split the house sale and savings 3 ways. The kids will adjust. Further messages after the fall. Ryan, she survived. She keeps asking questions. We need to stay close and control the narrative. Claire, act normal. Cry when needed. If she remembers the push, we're all finished. Reading those words felt like a knife slowly twisting in my chest. My own husband had grown tired of our marriage and wanted the freedom, plus a large life insurance policy he had secretly taken out on me. My sister Claire and her husband Mark were drowning in debt and saw this as their chance to escape financial ruin by taking my house, my savings, and raising my children while collecting the insurance money. The betrayal was complete. The people who were supposed to love me had planned my death during an innocent family picnic, while my children played nearby. I felt utterly shattered, broken, exposed, and destroyed from the inside out. Nights became endless battles with despair. I would sit alone in the dark living room in my wheelchair, tears streaming down my face, replaying every happy memory, birthdays, anniversaries, childhood moments with Claire. How could my own sister agree to this? How could the man I built a life with look at our children and still plan to take their mother away? There were moments I felt completely destroyed, moments I wanted to give up. The emotional pain was far worse than my broken bones. But every time I looked at the innocent faces of Emma and Noah, sleeping peacefully, a quiet fire began to burn in my chest. I stopped showing my pain. I smiled when they expected me to smile. I thanked them for their care and support. While they believed I was still the trusting, fragile Amelia, I began working silently. I recovered more deleted messages. I recorded late-night phone calls. I hired a private investigator from another city. I worked with a quiet but sharp lawyer who helped me build an airtight case. The shift from deep heartbreak to quiet strength was slow and painful. But it happened. The woman who once felt destroyed began to rise. When my body had healed enough to walk with only a slight limp, I asked my family to join me for a small healing gathering at the same cliff spot. I told them I wanted to replace the bad memory with a positive one. They agreed, looking visibly relieved that I seemed to have moved on and forgotten. The evening was beautiful once again. The sunset painted the sky in breathtaking shades of gold, crimson, and soft lavender. The breeze carried the same sweet scent of wildflowers. We stood near the edge, just like that fateful day. Ryan put his arm gently around my shoulders and said softly, "I'm so glad you're healing, Amelia. We're all so grateful you're still here." That was the moment I stepped back slightly, looked at each of them, and pressed play on the small recorder hidden in my bag. Their own voices echoed clearly in the quiet evening air. Ryan, the cliff is perfect. Make it look like an accident. Claire, once she's gone, we split everything 3 ways. Mark, the insurance money will change our lives. The color drained from their faces. Claire's hands began to shake. Ryan stepped away from me, his eyes wide with shock and fear. Mark looked like he might be sick. I looked at them calmly, my voice steady, despite the storm inside me. You planned to take my life during a family picnic while my children were sleeping nearby. You wanted my money, my house, and my silence. But I survived, and the truth has survived with me. The police officers who had been waiting just beyond the trees stepped forward with the mountain of evidence. I had carefully collected over many months messages, recordings, financial records, and witness statements. All 3 were taken into custody that evening. The charges included conspiracy to commit murder, attempted murder, and fraud. The story spread quickly through our community. Their reputations crumbled. Ryan lost his job and faced years in prison. Claire and Mark's marriage and social standing were destroyed. The court granted me full custody of Emma and Noah, protecting them from any further contact today. I live in a smaller, peaceful home with my 2 children. We still have picnics, but in safe, open parks, filled with laughter and real love. Emma and Noah are healing too. They smile more every day, and I make sure they know how deeply they are loved. My heart was once completely shattered, but those broken pieces have been carefully rebuilt into something stronger, wiser, and more resilient. I carry scars, but they no longer define me. They remind me of my survival and my strength. You are listening to my story right now, and you have ever been betrayed by family, the very people who were supposed to love and protect you. Please hear these words from the bottom of my heart. You are not alone in your pain. You are not broken beyond healing. Even when they try to push you off the edge of everything you know, you can still choose to rise, to protect your light, and to build a new life rooted in truth and real love. The most powerful form of justice is not loud revenge, it is healing quietly, protecting your children, living peacefully, and allowing the truth to bring its own consequences. I'm Amelia, and I'm still here breathing in fresh air, watching my children grow, and walking forward with a heart that refused to stay shattered. Thank you for spending this time with me and my story. If it touched something deep inside you, please share it with someone who needs hope and strength tonight. Tell me honestly in the comments, have you ever been betrayed by someone in your own family? How did you find the courage to rise again? Until next time, hold your loved ones close, trust your inner voice, and never let anyone dim the beautiful light inside you. You deserve to bloom, even after the darkest fall.